taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. It's been a good season for them so far, and they're just looking to keep that momentum going forward.
They like their record. Now they want to increase it. A win here could really get the momentum going in the right direction.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
So it all comes down to this. We are ready, and Super Bowl 58 off and running from New Orleans. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 27, Hurts. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
They go back to the ground with Sanders. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
starts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. A nice, consistent game.
They'll run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
Igbenogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw complete there to Thomas.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Smith catches left side. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Hurts sets up to throw it.
And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this returnable for Hill. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. A nice little juke. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And this is why more and more teams are getting their wide receivers involved in the running game. When you've got playmakers on the perimeter, you've got to get creative and find ways to get the ball in their hands. And here, this is a great job to get out of that initial contact and turn it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though he threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hurts.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. In motion right is Smith. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. And the tight end goes in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Here's Tommy Townsend now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. So no gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around.
Well, the pretty move couldn't create much space, down just beyond the 35. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
Now Tua. Now the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. On the return is Scott. A great return there of 22 yards. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. 41 yards. And the Eagles will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this. 14-0 is our score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter two. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Miami set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 9. On the give, this is their fullback. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Tua sets up to pass it. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Scott to return it. And
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An excellent return that time, 26 yards.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Hurts going to keep it again. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 33. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Bradley Chubb there on the tackle. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Hurts on the option right. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Here's Hurts to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
He'll get 9 yards on the keeper there, but it's still going to leave him with a 3rd and 1.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Going for it with Sanders. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. He needed a couple, but he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side complete. That's Carter. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Pretty shifty footwork, but didn't buy him much. Throwing again on 2nd down. Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this 1st half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a 1st.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, It'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams making their final adjustments of the season during this long halftime break. Who will claim the Lombardi Trophy? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles in Vegas for the second half of Super Bowl 58.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback.
Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi Trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
Well, if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That's the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up second down.
Here's Tua.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And now Carter going to be stopped up short. He did not get there.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 22.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Hurts. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Able to shake him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Another try after the first down sack. Tua, that's going to be caught by Waddle. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Tua going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Back to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices,
We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Sanders toss left side.
And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to 17.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the left hash, this from 37. And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away, no good. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound Brandon no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Miami's offense set and ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Tua, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And down he'll go at the 25. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. And taken right on the 30. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
52 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Gets around him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Another run here with Sanders. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaken up on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Quick slant to Brown. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 25 yards. And the Eagles are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it is 28-0. A drive that time of 6 plays, and a long run there in the end to top it off. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, can you believe it? 0 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tua now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Open man left side is the tight end long. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Here we go. Here we go.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And Thomas has it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line.
The third down conversion successful. A gain of 11.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
11 yards there, just like last play.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that's going to bring up second down. Looking to pass. Tua. Back-to-back catches here for Carter. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll start with a handoff to Sanders. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. 88 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with that tells you that they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47. In motion, the tight end.
And they'll go right back to Gainwell here on 1st down.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Here we go, set. Opposite, green.
Again, a run with Gainwell.
They find some open field here. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
They run behind center with Gain.
And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
And that's on Austin Jackson, 1st-round pick in 2020.
Here we go, here we go.
Now Tua. He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary is playing?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. Really, the whole defense has been solid. Still pitching a shutout.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
And they'll begin on the ground with Gainwell. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid.